Chapter 2 Scream. The short, bald guy said, "In a few seconds there is no turning back. I love moments like this. Nothing can compare with the feeling you get when you're stealing an item. Once we do this, there's no turning back. Comrade, we have worked and struggled for many years. When we grab this painting, we can live in clover for the rest of our lives." Klara and Johan stood paralyzed, scared stiff. "Have you turned off the alarm?" the short, bald man asked.
"Yes, it was surprisingly easy," the tall man said.
The two men opened their suitcases. Then the tall man lifted Scream off the wall. Almost without a sound, he put it in a plastic bag and then in one of their suitcases. Meanwhile, the short guy had pulled out a replica of the Scream painting. Gently and efficiently, he hung it where the original Scream had hung a few seconds ago. Klara and Johan stood behind the curtain, shaking. They could easily tell that the painting that now hung on the wall was an exact copy. Even the frame was identical. Everything was over in a few seconds. Klara and Johan were petrified. Klara hardly dared to blink. Should they tell someone? The two men looked at each other and smiled. "That was it. Now we only have to get out," the bald man said.
"No, wait a minute, Chad. A control of the electrical system isn't done that quickly," the tall man said with a grin.
"You're right, Roger. We can take this opportunity to stake out the security on the other paintings. You never know when our friend puts in a new order." The two men chuckled, satisfied with their work. They walked around the big hall. Now that the alarm was disabled, they could peek behind all the paintings uninterrupted. The short, bald man, Chad, came close to the curtain Klara and Johan were hiding behind. Klara, afraid that her bright curls would reveal them, silently pressed herself even closer to Johan. Sweat poured down her forehead. Klara was worried that Johan would faint. It was, in that case, not the first time. He looked dangerously pale.
"No, we have to get going," Roger growled.
"In a hurry? You probably want to get to Jyllandsvej and Maggie's delicious meatballs, I assume," Chad teased.
"Well, that woman can cook, no doubt about it," Roger spoke enthusiastically. "Jyllandsträde, not Jyllandsvej, by the way."
Yes, whatever. Regardless, I love her food. Maggie's crispy fried place with remoulade. There's nothing better. Maggie, here we come." Roger and Chad grabbed their suitcases, looked around one last time, and trotted out of the room. For some time, Klara and Johan stood still, too petrified to move. Finally, Klara broke the silence. "Do you realize what we just saw? The two men just stole one of the world's most expensive paintings. We have to warn someone, Johan, and quickly." Johan nodded nervously.